Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue. I want to thank all you guys on New Tech as well as YouTube for your guys' continued support.
We start things off from the Daily Mail. It's a great vindication. It feels good. Donald Trump hails Durham Report slamming FBI for pursuing baseless Russian collusion theory and first TV chat since publication, and blames sore loser Hillary for fueling false rumors. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 5 years here on the BuzWeaver channel, if you have been a member, you know that we have talked about this fabricated, completely made up disinformation, misinformation, Russian collusion nonsense, and yet the mainstream media and Democrats never identified it as misinformation or disinformation. They actually tried to convince the public for 2 years that somehow Donald Trump is some type of diabolical villain. Where is the response by the American people identifying the fact that the Democrats and the mainstream media get away with the very things they blame everyone else for? Donald Trump has responded to Justice Department Special Counsel John Durham's report on the origins of the FBI Trump-Russia probe, saying the findings vindicate his claims of baseless persecution. And it was. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be a political figure or be in politics or be a pundit of any sort, journalist, whatever, investigator, to understand that there was no Russian collusion, that this was a fabricated story to simply paint a dark cloud over Trump and turn him into a diabolical villain. It's a great vindication, and it feels good, and the report has been widely praised. Everyone knows, everyone agrees. That's my Trump imitation. A bad one. Trump told Newsmax in a phone interview Tuesday night, his first televised interview since Durham issued his report on Monday. All of these people are, I guess you could call it treason. You could call it a lot of different things, but this should never be allowed to happen in our country again, added Trump. Yeah, it's called lying. They lied. It's that simple. It's not complicated. There is no mystery here. They spent 2 years trying to convince people that because Hillary lost, or because Hillary couldn't handle the loss, more importantly, the establishment uniparty couldn't believe that Donald Trump had pulled it off, despite all their efforts, which wasn't really enough. So that's why things were so insane in 2020 with the whole idea of mail-in ballots. And of course, the pandemic was just a lightning bolt out of the blue for them to continue and convince people that they should stay home and vote, which is why they were able to collect so many votes. That's why it was such an extraordinary, gigantic voting pool, as it were, when people voted. The former president went on to heap blame on his 2016 election opponent Hillary Clinton for the controversial FBI probe into his own campaign. Who else would want to shame and embarrass Trump than Hillary Clinton, who is a sore loser? That's what she is. She lost. And as Tim Pool pointed out, and I think it's very good to point out, Hillary lost. She failed and Trump won. Trump became president and Hillary did not. And this was just under their skin, under her skin and under the establishment skin. And they were absolutely going to make sure that Donald Trump was not going to win in 2020, no matter what they had to do, which included violating even constitutions in, say, for example, Pennsylvania, and or changing laws in other states when it came to mail-in ballots. Absolutely astonishing. This was really started by when she lost the election, said Trump. They called this a big, big surprise, and they didn't know what to say. And they said, let's blame it on Russia. Of course, that's basically what they do for a lot of this. It's absolutely astounding. Now, I'm going to leave you a link down here if you want to continue reading this. And, of course, the 300 pages of the Durham Report. I've not read any of it or seen it yet. I've just been reading mostly articles. But, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. In plain English, Mueller himself, who perpetuated this for 2 years, his own self. What were they investigating? Imagine trying to investigate 2 plus 2 and what it equals for 2 years. I mean, that's kind of a bit of a stretch and analogy, but the idea is that somehow Trump was involved with Russia when they knew that the dossier was completely fake. It was not even true, and they knew it. It took like the NSA and the CIA and them like what, a matter of hours to tell the FBI and to tell Mueller, you have nothing here. But they perpetuated it because they were that sore of losers, that they were in that much distress. And of course, it's perfectly fine when the Democrats want to make accusations about elections, but when it comes to Donald Trump or Republicans, oh no, you're not allowed to question how an election turns out. Also from the Daily Mail, PR exec who called Trump a madman was behind false golden shower claims. Durham Report reveals Donald never stayed in Moscow suite at center of salacious story, and how FBI wanted to keep paying Steele dossier source $300,000 after he lied. Ladies and gentlemen, as I just said, this whole absurdity was perpetuated. These are grown human beings, ladies and gentlemen, grown human beings in seats of power, in positions of power, and positions of authority, trying to convince people that Donald Trump was somehow involved in something that never even existed. These are the same people who want to go after people for disinformation and misinformation, and who intentionally suppressed Hunter Biden's laptop. Think about that. Think about that. As a cogent, rational, sober human being, what in the world are these people trying to inform people about when they are absolutely on the point of accusing everyone of what they do? Special Counsel John Durham's report identifies Irish-born PR exec and Clinton ally. Wow, a Clinton ally. Imagine that, because Democrats love their guilt by association. Charles Dolan as the likely source of the infamous Golden Showers rumor about Donald Trump in the discredited Steele dossier that ended up in the FBI director's very awkward briefing on potential compromise, says before he took office, or compromise. Absolutely extraordinary, ladies and gentlemen, that these grown human beings, these individuals who are in seats of power, could not have, or maybe they did realize it was completely fictional, and they simply needed to go with this narrative because they were so upset. The establishment uniparty was so upset they were willing to risk everything. They were willing to bite off their nose, to spite their face, just to make Trump look bad. And this is why I tell people, are you noticing? Are you paying attention? Are you aware of this absurdity? They are treating you like you are dumb. They are treating you like you're an idiot. They are treating you like you don't know or can't figure these things out. As you guys know, there's a 300-page report. I've not had a chance to read it. It says Dolan, a public relations expert with Kremlin contacts who advised Bill and Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, got a tour of the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow in 2016 and met with key staff members there. So they had a whole agenda going on here. They had this whole fictional, made-up belief story going on here. It's absolutely astounding, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I hope, or this is why I, as a simple, humble content creator, try to bring you these kinds of stories. Because, of course, I'm not mainstream. I have 8,000 subs, thanks to all of you who subscribe. And this is what we deal with. I mean, I'd like to believe that I'm a rational, cogent person. I don't get things right all the time. I may not have all the answers, but I'm able to take simple information projected by the media with their framing, take what the Democrats are saying, which is mostly everything they accuse everyone of is exactly what they do. Is exactly what they do. And then they expect everyone to think that what they're saying is actually the truth, despite blaming everyone for disinformation and misinformation. It's absolutely absurd. As a matter of fact, I'm going to illustrate to you guys how incredibly absurd it is. Now, below this video, I'm going to give you a link of a short that I did of Linda Sanchez, Democrat from California, questioning an FBI whistleblower concerning Hunter Biden's laptop, and how she's questioning this FBI agent about a Twitter account that doesn't even belong to him, yet he still has to answer the question despite the fact that it wasn't even his tweet. It's absolutely insane. And that's what I have for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the comments, especially all you guys there on New Tech as well. Below this video, you'll find the various Amazon links. You guys can use those. Those are my influencer page. Use those as a regular landing page. If you guys are a Prime member or order regularly from Amazon, it does help out the channel, and your privacy, of course, is kept private. I want to thank you guys so very much as we continue on now that we are re-monetized here on YouTube. Thank you. And appearing there on the screen will be the channel icon for those watching on YouTube. You guys can click on that to subscribe to support as well. And of course, select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see you guys right there behind the Galaxy phone camera next week.